3 days ago, I watched a man waste 20 minutes explaining himself to someone who clearly didn't respect him. He was seeking validation from a person who didn't deserve his energy. This story is everywhere. Maybe it's you. Maybe you see yourself in these patterns. Maybe you're tired of being ignored, undervalued, and treated like you're invisible. You weren't born without confidence. You were programmed to be this way, trained to be predictable, conditioned to be manageable. But centuries ago, one man uncovered the real principles of power, not the polite rules society teaches. His name was Machiavelli, and he wrote the blueprint for becoming unstoppable. I'm talking about becoming the man who enters a room and owns the space. The man who speaks once and everyone listens. The man who sets a boundary and it's never crossed. You can become someone who cannot be intimidated, manipulated, or controlled. Someone who naturally commands respect. Someone who operates on a different level because he follows a different set of rules. In the next few minutes, I'll give you 8 principles that will shift you from being overlooked to being recognized, from begging for respect to commanding it, from hoping for the best to preparing for excellence. But be warned, once you learn these truths, you can't unlearn them. Once you understand how influence truly works, you can't go back to being naive. Once you become unstoppable, there's no returning to average. Comment right now. I refuse to be held back. I refuse to be stopped, ready to become unstoppable. Let's begin. 2 people live inside you. One is insecure, seeks approval, and apologizes unnecessarily. The other is confident, self-assured, and demands respect every day. You feed one and starve the other. Today, we starve the weak self and feed the strong one. Your weak self is what you were taught to be. It says, be nice when someone disrespects you. It says, sorry when you did nothing wrong. It explains itself to people who don't matter. This programming started young. Parents wanted you obedient. Teachers wanted you quiet. Society wanted you manageable. But manageable men don't build empires. They get forgotten. Your weak self has controlled your decisions your whole life. That's why you tolerate disrespect. That's why you give endless chances. That's why you're watching this instead of living the life you want. But here's the truth. Every time you're nice to someone who doesn't deserve it, you're being unkind to yourself. Every time you allow crossed boundaries, you teach people they don't have to respect you. Machiavelli said, he who cannot command himself will always be a servant to others. Your weak self speaks one language. Your strong self speaks another. Weak self says, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Strong self says, I won't compromise my standards. Weak self says, maybe I misunderstood. Strong self says, I understood perfectly and I don't accept it. Weak self says, I should give them another chance. Strong self says, they already used their chance. Transformation isn't violent, it's strategic. When someone tests your boundaries, your weak self explains, your strong self enforces. When someone disrespects you, your weak self seeks understanding. Your strong self delivers consequences. When someone wastes your time, your weak self makes excuses. Your strong self protects it like gold. Start noticing which voice is in. Control when you apologize. For no reason, that's your weak self. When you explain yourself to someone who should apologize to you, that's your weak self. Transform it through choice. Choose strength over approval. Respect over being liked. Your weak self will resist. It will remind you of people who might not like the new you. Let it resist. Let it transform. On the other side is a man who doesn't apologize for existing. A man who doesn't explain himself to those who don't matter. A man who doesn't beg for respect. He commands it. Starve the weak self. Feed the strong one. Comment, my weak self is transforming. My strong self is rising. Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your worst enemy. Right now, it's probably chaos. Criticism hurts. Setbacks feel personal. This mental noise is what holds you back. Today, we build a fortress nothing can penetrate. A fortress mind doesn't react emotionally. It responds strategically. When criticized, it doesn't get hurt. It gathers intel about the other person's character. When disappointed, it doesn't get surprised, it gets confirmation. Most men are slaves to their emotions. They get angry and make bad decisions. They get scared and make no decisions. Your emotions should be data, not dictators. Anger tells you a boundary was crossed. Pain tells you someone showed their true nature. Fear tells you you're about to grow. Stop taking things personally. When someone treats you poorly, they're revealing themselves, not you. When someone manipulates you, they're showing their desperation, not your weakness. Machiavelli said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." Your fortress mind expects challenges, not because you're negative, but because you're prepared. Train yourself to see patterns. The person who misled you once is unreliable. The friend who talks negatively about others will talk negatively about you. The person who disrespected you once will do it again if you allow it. See everything as a lesson. Every conversation teaches you about human nature. Every interaction reveals true priorities. Practice emotional intelligence. When angry, ask, "What is this teaching me?" When hurt, ask, "What pattern is this revealing?" A fortress mind isn't emotionless, it's emotion-proof. You feel, but feelings don't control you. Logic controls your choices. Strategy controls your actions. Most men have fragile minds. You're building something unshakable. Build your fortress. Make it impenetrable. Comment, "My mind is a fortress. My thoughts are weapons." The loudest man in the room is usually the weakest. He talks because he's nervous. He explains because he's insecure. You will be different. You'll understand. Silence is power. When you stop explaining yourself, people start respecting you more. They stop testing you. They start treating you like someone who knows something they don't, because you do. You know your worth doesn't need their validation. You don't owe anyone explanations for your choices. The moment you explain yourself to a challenger, you give them authority over you. Think of the most influential people you know. Do they constantly explain? Justify? Argue? No, they decide, they act. They move forward. Machiavelli said, "The lion does not turn around when the small dog barks." Silence makes you intriguing. When people can't read you, they respect you more. They assume you're strategic. They imagine you're planning something big. When you do speak, make it powerful. Because you're selective, people listen. Because you don't waste words. Every word carries weight. Practice strategic silence today. When accused unfairly, don't defend. Observe. When pressured for answers, you won't give. Just say no. When someone creates drama, don't engage. Walk away. Watch what happens. They'll escalate, trying to provoke a reaction. When they don't get one, they either back down or reveal their true self. Either way, you win. Silence protects you from saying what you'll regret. How many men have sabotaged themselves with unnecessary words? The silent man never has this problem. He speaks when it serves him. He stays quiet when it protects him. Let others fill the air with noise. You fill the room with presence. Silent men are influential because they're unpredictable. People don't know what you're thinking, and that makes them respect you. Your silence is your superpower. Use it. Comment, "My silence speaks louder than their noise." Here's a truth that will save you years of pain. People will disappoint you. Your best friend will choose their interests over yours. Your business partner will choose money over loyalty. This isn't pessimism, it's realism. And when you accept it, disappointment becomes manageable. Most men get destroyed by disappointment because they trusted blindly. They believed people were better than they are. When let down, they fall apart. They waste months asking why. You will be different. You'll expect challenges and use them as fuel. Disappointment is information. It shows you who people really are. It reveals character hidden behind masks. It teaches you lessons about human nature. Every disappointment contains a gift. Clarity before, you were confused about someone's character. After, you know exactly who they are. Machiavelli said, "Men are fickle, liars, and deceivers. The man who understands this is never caught off guard. He plans, assuming people will act in their own interest. He always has a backup plan. Here's the secret. Disappointment is proof you're rising. People don't disappoint those beneath them. They disappoint those above them. Every letdown is evidence you're becoming someone worth envying. Wear it as a badge of honor. When disappointment comes, respond like a strategist, not a victim. Don't waste energy on hurt. Channel it into strategy. What did this teach me? How can I use this information? Sometimes the best response is complete distance. Remove toxic people. No explanations. No second chances. Sometimes it's strategic patience. Note what they did. Wait. Use it when the timing serves you. Let disappointment educate you. It teaches you who to trust. It shows you how to protect yourself. It forces you to become self-reliant. The man who survives multiple disappointments is stronger than the man who's never been tested. Disappointment graduates you from naive trust to strategic thinking. Most men let disappointment make them bitter. You'll let it make you smarter. When you've been let down by everyone and you're still standing, that's when you're unstoppable. Weak men argue with critics. They defend. They explain. They waste time trying to change minds that were never open. Here's what you'll do. Excel so completely that criticism becomes irrelevant. Your critics aren't your problem. Your response to them is, when you argue with critics, you treat them as equals. You say their opinion matters enough to debate. Stop. Dignifying bad faith criticism with good faith responses. Stop letting people who've achieved nothing judge someone who's achieving everything. The way to silence critics isn't winning arguments. It's winning at life. When your results speak louder than their complaints. Criticism dies when your success makes their words look foolish. They stop talking. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved." If you cannot be both, overwhelm criticism with undeniable excellence. Suffocate doubt with consistent results. Focus on building, not defending. Every minute spent arguing is a minute not spent growing. Let your work do the talking. Let your results answer the questions. Let your progress silence the noise. When people see you succeeding consistently, their criticism turns to envy, and envy is just respect in disguise. The man who excels doesn't argue with those who haven't. The man who builds empires doesn't debate those who've built nothing. Your critics will always exist. That's not a problem. It's a reality. Use criticism as fuel, not validation. When someone says you can't, let that power your determination. When someone questions your methods, let your results answer. When someone doubts your potential, let your achievements speak. The goal isn't to convince everyone you're right. It's to be so successful that arguing becomes pointless. Silence critics through excellence. Build something so impressive that criticism looks like jealousy. Stop arguing with people who'll never respect you. Start excelling in areas where respect is earned through results. Comment. I silence critics with success, not arguments. Control your reputation. People form opinions about you in 7 seconds. That opinion determines how they treat you, respect you, and perceive your influence. Most men leave this to chance. You will control it strategically. Your reputation isn't just how you look. It's the energy you bring. It's the vibe people feel. It's the stories told when you're not there. Stop talking so much. Influential men don't fill silence with chatter. When you speak less, people listen more. When you reveal less, people respect more. Mystery is magnetic. Don't tell your life story in the first conversation. Don't explain your methods to competitors. Don't reveal plans to those who haven't earned trust. Keep them curious. Keep them guessing. Machiavelli said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Control what they see. Your physical presence tells a story. Stand like you own the room. Walk like you're going somewhere important. Sit like you're the most capable person present. Your response to pressure reveals your character. When chaos erupts, be the calm center. When people panic, be the steady force. Consistency builds trust. Be the same person under pressure and under praise. Let your actions build your legend. When you need to stand your ground, don't move an inch. When you need to make a point, make it unforgettable. But also, let your competence speak for itself. Be excellent at what you do. Be reliable. Be the solution. Control the narrative about who you are. Don't let past mistakes define you. Don't let others' opinions become your reality. You decide who you are. You decide what you represent. Your reputation becomes your tool. Your presence becomes your protection. Build it deliberately. Protect it fiercely. Excellence isn't for special occasions. It's for every day, whether anyone's watching or not. Most men think excellence is about big moments, but real excellence is built in invisible moments. How you wake up when you don't want to. How you handle small annoyances. How you treat people who can't help you. These moments forge your character. Your character determines your destiny. Comfort is the enemy of excellence. When you get comfortable, you get predictable. When you get predictable, you get manageable. When you get manageable, you get overlooked. The man who chooses comfort over growth chooses stagnation. Machiavelli said, "Entrepreneurs are simply those who understand that there is little difference between obstacle and opportunity." Your daily disciplines become superpowers. When you do what you said you'd do, especially when you don't feel like it, you build unshakable self-trust. When you keep promises to yourself, you develop unstoppable confidence. Your standards become your foundation. When you know what you stand for, nobody can make you compromise. Build disciplines that forge strength. Wake up early. Exercise. Do hard tasks first. Keep your word, even when it's inconvenient. These aren't just habits, they're excellence practices. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you build mental strength. Other men will call you extreme. They'll say you're too intense. Let them choose easy. You choose effective. Let them choose temporary pleasure. You choose permanent strength. Let them choose comfort. You choose excellence. Make excellence your philosophy. Make strength your daily practice. When life tests you, the disciplined man succeeds while the comfortable man struggles. This is where everything comes together, where you transcend ordinary limitations, where you become unbreakable, unbending, and unstoppable. To be unstoppable means nothing external can disturb your internal peace. People can criticize, but it doesn't shake you. They can disappoint, but it doesn't surprise you. They can challenge, but it doesn't break you. The unstoppable man is independent of others' opinions, reactions, and approval. This isn't coldness, it's strategic emotional intelligence. You care, but don't need validation. You love, but don't need to be loved to feel complete. You connect, but don't need connection to survive. When average people can't understand your strength, they'll try to bring you down. Don't go, you don't live there anymore. Your influence comes from self-mastery, not external control. Your strength comes from internal discipline, not outside validation. Machiavelli said, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him." You become unstoppable through radical self-reliance. You don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. You don't need anyone's cooperation to build your life. This doesn't mean isolation. It means selection. You choose who gets access to your time, energy, and attention. The unstoppable man operates from abundance. He has options, so he's not desperate. He has internal strength, so he's not dependent. When you become unstoppable, people will test you. They'll look for weaknesses. They'll try to control you. Let them exhaust themselves trying. They'll find nothing, because you've eliminated every weakness. You've transformed your inner self. You've built a fortress mind. You've mastered strategic silence. You've turned setbacks into fuel. You've learned to never show weakness. You've controlled your reputation. You've made excellence a discipline. You've become unstoppable. Your challengers will exhaust themselves. Your critics will waste their energy. Your doubters will tire themselves trying to break you. And you'll keep rising because you cannot be held back, broken or stopped. You've become legendary. The man watching this ending is different from the man who started. You've been empowered, transformed, made unstoppable. Your weak self is gone. Your fortress mind is active. Your silence is loaded. Your setback fuel tank is full. Your reputation is controlled. Your excellence discipline is unshakable. Your unstoppable status is achieved. You cannot be held back. You cannot be broken. You cannot be stopped. The world is waiting for you to claim your place. Stop asking for permission. Stop hoping for opportunities. Stop waiting for someone to give you what you can take for yourself. You are unbreakable. You are unbending. You are unstoppable. Now go prove it. This is your moment. This is your influence. This is your time. Take everything.